Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fasciano, and today we're getting away from the Pikesville Rye, and we're going to head over to Utah, and we're going to be taking a look at Rye Whiskey and their double rye version. This is coming in at 46% ABV. This is a blend of straight rye whiskeys. One is coming from MGP or Ross and Squibb. The other one's coming from their own distillate. The Ross and Squibb distillate is 95% rye and 5% barley malt. The Rye West rye is coming in at 80% rye, 20% malted rye. This is a 750 milliliter bottle. This is non-chill filtered, all natural color. Batch number 21E04. I paid $34.99 in Phoenix, Arizona. And let's go ahead and pour this, nose it, taste it, talk about it. And at the end, I'm gonna make a cocktail with it. All right, self-proclaimed, if you guys have been keeping up with my series so far, I am not a big rye fan, but I'm giving it a shot. A lot of people have suggested multiple ryes as I'm going through this, so this 10-week series is now expanded to a 12-week series, and I'm going to be doing a cocktail for each one of these at the end from here on out. Let's get this on the nose and see what I think. Pine Sol. I get a cleaner-like fluid. I'm picking up a vegetal note and a little bit of, there is a little sweetness in here, and I don't want to make this sound so bad, but this is coming across as like a bruised fruit kind of sweetness, almost like the fruit is just about turned or it's overripe, but it's lost its sweetness. It's kind of funky. I get dill notes in here as well with a slight amount of orange. And when I'm talking about the sweet side of things with that bruised apple or the bruised fruit, that orange is kind of coming in here at the very, very back end, which lifts it up a little bit, makes it a little bit more tolerable for me. All right, let's get it on the palate and see what I think. Oh, spicy peppery. All of those pine sol notes are not there. I do get dill and pine, but not as vibrant as I did on the nose. And the sweetness is super low, super, super low. Let's get that second sip and see if anything changes. Do you guys drink your whiskey with your pinky out? All right, that second sip. Okay, there's a slight more sweetness now. The sweetness is coming through. The dominant note is definitely the spicy pepper pine. In the mid palate, I get a little bit more of a, not vegetal, because that vegetal note was only on the nose. The vegetal note is now turned more towards herbal. Yeah, based on what I got on the nose, the palate is much different. I'm actually preferring the palate more than the nose. All right, let's get that third sip down, concentrate on the finish, talk a little bit about Rye West, and then we'll get into the cocktail. All right, on the finish, we do have that pine note that is taking over. I would say it's medium to long, and we do have that peppery spice as well. Lingers around, not too bad. Definitely the worst part of this for me is the nose. The palate and the finish, spot on. All right, so David Perkins and his wife opened up a saloon distillery in Park City, Utah back in 2006. And I'm gonna refer to my notes just so I can get through this to get onto the cocktail. So the distillery was opened in 2006 in Park City. And according to my notes, this is the first distillery to open in Park City since the 1870s. David Perkins had a background in biochemistry that naturally led towards the distillation process. He visited a distillery in Kentucky, and from that on, he was determined to open up his own. And the distillery that opened up in Park City was at the end of the quitting time run, right by the town chairlift, or the town ski lift. And then after a while, after expanding, they ended up opening up the distillery, their main distillery in Wanship, Utah. All right, one last sip and let's get to the cocktail. Yeah, spicy, pepper, dill, super low sweetness, enjoyable ABV, nothing too big. Solid sip. I would give this, my rating system is out of 5 stars. I don't think this is fantastic. I don't think it's better than the Pikesville. I think it's right on par with the Bullet Rye. Actually, this is slightly better than the Bullet. So I would give this one out of 5 stars. I would do 3.2. 3.2 stars out of 5. All right, what do you guys think? Leave me some comments down below. If you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed and you like this information, subscribe to the channel. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. Now let's get on to the cocktail. I'll be right back with all the supplies. All right, so I'm back. The cocktail that we're making today is called a Ward 8, and this is going to be a pre-prohibition Boston drink, and it's a little bit of a spin on a whiskey sour. And I think it's really easy to make. So we have our double rye whiskey. We are going to have our cocktail cherries, Grenadine. We have lemon juice. We have orange juice. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and for garnish, along with the cocktail cherries, I also have a little slice of an orange. So to get this going, I have a Boston shaker. I'm going to start with 2 ounces of rye whiskey, and I'm probably gonna make a complete mess of this. So we've got 2 ounces up to the top, followed by a ½ ounce of lemon juice and orange juice, ½ ounce, ½ ounce of lemon juice, and I freshly squeezed all of these. And then the Grenadine is actually pretty sweet, so I am only, calls for a ½ ounce, but I'm not gonna use ½ ounce, I'm gonna use a little bit less. There is a small line at the bottom of this shot glass, so I'm gonna use that smallest line. Set that aside, clean up my mess. The other side of the Boston shaker, I've got 2 ice cubes, 3 ice cubes. I'm using filtered water for my ice cubes. Dump that in there, give it a tap, and then shake away. That was about 10 seconds. I've got a chilled glass in the freezer. Let me go grab it. All right, I've got a coupe glass. I'm going to double strain this. And then I'm going to add the garnish. And the garnish is nothing more than a cocktail cherry and an orange. And there you have it, a Ward 8 with the High West double rye. Let's see how this goes. Not only am I not a rye, but I'm also not a mixed drink person. So this is gonna be interesting. It's sweet. I get the orange, I get the lemon, the rye's coming through. I definitely have a little bit of a rye spice in there. I also made this the other night for my sister, Mary Bridget, brother-in-law, John. They both seem to like it. Honestly, maybe a little bit too sweet for my palate. Super easy to make. I do have a little bit of sour from the lemon that's coming through, and I'm definitely getting the rye coming through as well. Actually, this is not bad at all. Couple of sips in, I still think it's too sweet for my palate, but either way, if you're looking for a quick, easy drink to make to go along with the High West rye or the High West double rye, give this a shot. And if you do give it a shot, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this. And if you guys have any rye whiskey recipes you want me to try, let me know in the description below. Again, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And with all that, I'll leave it there. Enjoy your journey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Yeah, I'd say that's a well-balanced, good amount of sour, good amount of rye whiskey. I don't think it's for me just because of the sweetness, but it's still pretty good. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.